Welcome to Going Through Health with Gordy and Zed.
Where wellness gets a fun twist. I'm Gordy Jenkins, a natural foods entrepreneur, and with me is Dr. Zed DeBout, our resident trained Stanford MD. We are former college swim teammates turned best friends, and now your guide to this crazy world of health trends and fitness hacks with a focus on getting the science right. Get ready for a wild ride. This is Going Through Health with Gordy and Zed. Today, Dr. Zed is actually out of the office this week, so we'll be back to our normal, usual scheduled show next week. In fact, we're going to be covering New Year's resolutions and New Year's and things like that. It should be pretty exciting and somewhat related to that. I wanted to share my New Year's resolution with you today. So I'm taking the opportunity with this time to introduce you to my new daily podcast of 2025 Smartest Year Ever. Every day, I share fascinating facts, witty stories, and useful tidbits of information designed to make this year your smartest year ever. And since we're not diving into new Going Through Health episodes this week, I thought it'd be a perfect time for me to give you a little taste of smartest year ever. So I wanted to share two episodes with you. They're usually really short, under 5-minute episodes. One from Sunday, January 5th, and the other from today, Monday, January 6th. These two are actually related. They're not always related. Sometimes they're completely random, completely separate, and sometimes they do have some sort of stream of conscious through the days. But that's yet to be seen, and I put these out daily, so depending on when you're listening, there could be a ton of new content for you right now. So please check it out if you enjoy it, which I think and hope you will. And if you do enjoy it, please subscribe to Smartest Year Ever everywhere you get your podcast, and follow us or follow me at Smartest Year Ever on socials. You can catch clips under a minute on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts every single day, and full episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good thing. A lot of uploading. That's what I'm doing these days, a lot of uploading. But yeah, you can expect new daily content on those platforms. But of course, don't forget to also follow Going Through Health at goingthroughhealth.podcast on Instagram and for updates there. And thank you for being loyal, good listeners. We really appreciate it. And like I said, we'll be back to our normal schedule next week with some great episodes lined up to kick off the new year, including tips on how to get your year started right, and also maybe a deep dive into creatine and some other things. We're very excited about it. So you know how it works. We're super excited, and we'll see you next week with our normal scheduled program. But until then, enjoy this special feature from Smartest Year Ever. And Zed and I will be back next week, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. It's Sunday, January 5th, the year 2025, also known as the smartest year ever. My name is Gordy. Today we're talking about the identity of the Mona Lisa. It's another smartest year OG from the OG blog I had back in 2010, which a lot of it I forgot, and I just rediscovered it, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I did know that, but I forgot it. So either way, I thought it was interesting. I wanted to share it with everyone. Few paintings are as recognizable as the Mona Lisa, but the woman behind the enigmatic smile remains one of art history's most enduring mysteries. While theories have swirled about her identity for centuries, the most compelling evidence points to Lisa Gherardini, a Florentine woman born in 1479. Her full name, Lisa del Giocondo. Del Giocondo. Ties to her husband, Francesco del Giocondo, a successful silk merchant. Scholars believed that the painting may have been commissioned to celebrate the family's new home or the birth of their second son, Andrea. I bet that's different in Italian. Unlike many Renaissance muses who were aristocrats or noble women, Lisa was middle class. And though she lived comfortably thanks to her husband's success, what do you mean she's middle class? Her husband's super successful? I think she was born middle class. Okay, I get it. Her life was typical of women in Florence at the time, managing a household, raising children, and participating in local traditions. She was known for making snail water, which I learned on Wikipedia was some kind of like beauty tonic. I don't know, I just wanted to say snail water. That's kind of fun. Good for her. You would never think, you see the Mona Lisa, you go, oh, that lady makes good snail water, like back how they used to make it before they added all those chemicals. But physical descriptions from the time suggest that Lisa had delicate features, a serene expression. I wonder how much of this is from the Mona Lisa, but either way, people said that she had delicate features, a serene expression, like all the time, I don't know, and a quiet grace, which they said Leonardo accurately captured, famously in his painting, The Mona Lisa. And it's remarkable to think that the relatively ordinary woman's likeness would go on to become the most valuable and celebrated painting in the world. Yeah, I don't know. That's really cool to me. I'm such a dork for history, and it's kind of like a weird, like Forrest Gump kind of like historicity of like, imagine just this guy commissioning this painting of his wife. Like, not, like, did she say thank you? Like, do you realize? Like, that's a really nice thing in retrospect. So the connection between Lisa and the Mona Lisa gained traction thanks to Renaissance art historian Giorgio Vasari, who wrote in 1550 that Leonardo da Vinci painted the work for Francesco. Yet doubts lingered for centuries as the painting's early history was poorly documented. The mystery was finally all but solved, though, in 2005 when a scholar at Heidelberg University discovered a 1503 margin note in an old manuscript by Agostino Vespucci. In it, Vespucci confirmed that Leonardo was working on a portrait of Lisa del Giocondo that year. So that key discovery that Vespucci was like, yo, no, Leonardo was working on a portrait of her that exact same year. That discovery brought clarity to this puzzle that has confounded art historians for generations. Lisa's portrayal reflects 16th century ideals of womanhood. Her right hand resting over her left signifies fidelity, apparently, while her dark garments and black veil showcase Spanish-influenced fashion, symbolizing sophistication rather than mourning, as some had speculated. Even the size of the portrait is unusually large for private commissions. It suggested Francesco and Lisa's aspirations to elevate their social standing. It's like getting a really good Instagram picture, like in a rented Bugatti or something like that. But that's the equivalent. It's like, let's make this picture bigger than we deserve, that we have any business having this picture being. Let's be honest, you're pretty regular. You could go on a stamp and no one would be worried about it, but no. We're climbers, Lisa. We're making this a huge portrait. Yet, despite the grandeur of the painting, Leonardo never delivered it to Francesco. So maybe she didn't say thank you. What a botch. Instead, Leonardo kept the portrait with him until his death in 1519. He even took it to France when he joined the court of King Francis I. That's like King Francis in France. That's like having a president be like President Americanus. But King Francis the first, who eventually acquired it. And scholars speculate that Leonardo may have considered the painting unfinished, or perhaps it actually held a deep personal significance, evolving as he reworked it over years. And modern imaging techniques reveal multiple changes beneath the surface, suggesting that the Mona Lisa wasn't just a commission, but a canvas for Leonardo's artistic expressions and exploration. So while the Lisa del Giocondo theory is widely accepted, alternative interpretations still persist. Some believe the painting could be a composite of several models or an idealized figure, while others speculate it might even be a self-portrait of Leonardo himself. Did anyone wonder if it's a portrait of Lisa del Giocondo's son, Andrea? But these ideas kind of fuel the Mona Lisa's mystique. And Lisa's enduring connection to the work, Lisa del Giocondo, remains its most compelling explanation and story as of now. But her fame didn't stop at the canvas. So in 1911, the painting was stolen from. You know what? No, I'm going to do the heist. I'm going to do the heist of stealing of the Mona Lisa tomorrow, because that's really good. I want to learn more about that, actually, instead of just one little thing. So, hey, thanks to all my sources that can be found in the YouTube description, at Smartest Year Ever on YouTube, Spotify. For your daily EPs, the full-length EPs, at Smartest Year Ever on TikTok and Instagram. For your daily clips, little bite-sized ones. I'm putting in the work, you might as well check it out, right? Teach me something. Smartest Year Ever at gmail.com. I did this back in 2010, and I'm doing it 2024. I'm probably going to have to take away that email address one of days, because I'm going to find out I'm wrong a lot more than I did back when I had a blog. Stay curious. Stay clever. On our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalist. See you tomorrow in the Smartest Year Ever. It's Monday, January 6th in the year 2025, also known as the Smartest Year Ever. My name's Gordy. Today we're talking about when the Mona Lisa was stolen. If you remember yesterday, I talked about the inspiration of the Mona Lisa, the person who was actually thought to be the model for the picture, Lisa del Giocondo. But today, I want to talk a little bit about the time the Mona Lisa was stolen. In 1911, the Mona Lisa disappeared. Leonardo da Vinci's enigmatic masterpiece was plucked from the walls of the Louvre in Paris, vanishing for 2 years in one of the greatest art heists of all time. And the culprit, an unassuming Italian handyman named Vincenzo Peruggia, whose audacity was matched only by his sheer simplicity of his plan. And this is pre-Super Mario, or before Mario Brothers. I don't think Mario. Is Mario's last name Brothers? No, it's Mario. His last name is Mario. It's Mario because it's Mario Brothers. They call Luigi the Mario. Is Luigi's name Luigi Mario? Help me. No, but this is pre-Super Mario. So this unassuming Italian handyman named Vincenzo Peruggia wasn't really considered the social icon or a hero like Italian handymen are today. Peruggia, a former employee of the Louvre, actually, he worked at the Louvre, they say, for a year before or something, and he actually built, they think he might have built like the security case, the safe cases that the Mona Lisa was in. So it's like he had no problem opening up. It's very easy for this Italian handyman. What Peruggia believed was that the painting belonged in Italy, fueled by patriotism and possibly a dash of personal profit motive. He decided to repatriate the Mona Lisa. On the morning of August 21st, 1911, Peruggia hid inside the museum overnight with 2 accomplices. Damn. If you stay in a museum overnight, what happens, right? Everything comes to life. Yeah, because his accomplices were Ben Stiller and King Tut. No, hey, not a museum joke, whatever. Disguised as a worker, he waited until the Louvre was totally empty, and then he simply removed the painting from the wall, hid it under his clothes, and just walked out the door, probably jumped in a giant pipe, or ate a mushroom, or whatever Italian handymen do. The theft caused an international uproar. French police were baffled. Quoi? Even interrogating famed artists Pablo Picasso and poet Guillaume Apollinaire. They actually suspected Picasso as being part of this radical art movement that could have been behind the crime, which I think is kind of interesting. But meanwhile, Peruggia just quietly stashed the painting in a trunk in his parents' apartment, and was just not his parents' apartment, just to be clear, his Paris apartment, and he kept it there for 2 years. Peruggia finally made his move in late 1913, contacting Alfredo Geri, an art dealer in Florence, under the guise of selling the painting to return it to Italy. But I can remember it's like, hello, I got this a painting. It's how you say, it's similar to Mona Lisa, but it's not the same one. You see, this one has a mustache drawn on. Nothing shady here. Totally different painting. But no, actually, Peruggia hoped to claim a reward and then be hailed as a national hero. It's like, oh, I got it back, baby. But instead, Alfredo Geri, the art dealer, and another expert verified the painting's authenticity, and then they just contacted the authorities, and Peruggia was arrested, and the Mona Lisa was triumphantly returned to the Louvre. And in court, Peruggia's defense leaned on his patriotic intentions. He claimed he wanted to restore the painting to Italy after it had been stolen by Napoleon centuries earlier, which is totally inaccurate, actually. I even said it last week. I think Leonardo himself brought the painting to France. So despite this flawed logic, Peruggia's story earned him some sympathy, and he only served 7 months in jail. It's really, stealing the Mona Lisa these days is probably more than a 7-month offense. And the theft, and this is kind of fun and cool, the theft really just increased the Mona Lisa's mystique. It turned it into the global icon that we know today. Before the heist, it was just this masterpiece. Like, oh yeah, like it's in, Da Vinci, he's good. But after the heist, it became this cultural phenomenon that we know today, and crowds flocked to see the returned painting, and drawn by the story of its abduction and recovery. It's like some real Banksy-ass guerrilla marketing done. Who knows? Peruggia could have been working for the Louvre the entire time. That's some selling tickets, because actually they didn't even sell tickets. They were free to get in back then. So I don't know. Maybe that's just a sorry, where was I? Peruggia's theft might seem quaint compared to today's high-tech heists like you see in the movies and stuff like that with all the technology and the laser beams. But the sheer boldness of this heist and ensuing international drama really does make it one for the ages, one of the most prominent art heists of all time. I don't even know if you call it a heist, more just a guy walks off with it. It's like dine and ditch, but with the Mona Lisa. Sometimes the audacity of walking out the door with a priceless masterpiece is all it takes to make history. All right, listeners, you didn't hear it from me. Thanks to all my sources, which can be found in the YouTube description. At Smartest Year Ever on YouTube, Spotify to get your daily hits. At Smartest Year Ever on TikTok and Instagram for your daily clips. Teach me something. smartestyearever@gmail.com. Stay curious, stay clever. On our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists in the smartest year ever.